più tra i farfalloni amoroso, notte e giorno di torno girano, delle belle turbando al riposo.
Well, good afternoon, everybody. Madam Roy back again. Back to you with the food review that I promised you today. I went out to Little Caesars and I picked up their new $10 Detroit-style deep dish stuffed crust pizza, and I know that's kind of a mouthful. I've been wanting to do this review for a while and figured it would be a great time to do it for lunch. So without further ado, let me show you what this pie looks like. Alright, here is the deep dish stuffed crust pizza. And as you can see, you get, let's see, I believe it's 8 pieces here. Yep, you get 8 pieces. You get 4 here, 4 on this side. And Dad and I are going to share it, so we're each going to get 4 pieces of pizza. Now, I also opted to get this buttery garlic sauce. They had this 2 for $1. It says do not microwave, so what I did is I just put it in here. That way it would heat the butter garlic on the way home, because when it's, a lot of times when this is cold, it kind of congeals a little bit. But this is really good for dipping the crust in, and 2 for $1, you really can't go wrong. So let's go ahead and eat this. Alright guys, so let's dig into one of these slices of pizza here. Ooh, looks good already. As you can see, they get you plenty of cheese. Little Caesars never skimps out on the cheese. There's always plenty. The sauce action looks pretty good. You got your 4 pieces of pepperoni on each slice. One thing I always like with Little Caesars is they always give a nice little crispiness to the crust. So you can just kind of peel that off a little. That always adds a little bit of flavor to it. Now, the stuffed crust, let me see if I can break this open and show you guys. You can see it right there. Actually, let me turn this around. The one thing I love about this, and I have actually eaten this before, the cheese that they use in the crust is very, very tender. It's not like that stringy mozzarella cheese. It's very, very high quality. It's almost like when you get fresh mozzarella at an Italian restaurant. So without further ado, let's take a bite. As you can see, plenty of sauce. It's one thing I always love about Little Caesars. They use plenty of cheese and plenty of sauce. They don't skimp out on anything. The crust is done perfectly, the way it should be, a little soft in the middle, but the bottom is firm, cooked fully, and so are the sides. Let's go ahead and try to get a bite of that stuffed crust. Oop. You guys can see the cheese right there. I mean, I'll show you how tender it is. It just pulls apart like that. Most mozzarella cheese that I've had from basically Domino's and all the other fast food pizza places, very stringy, but this just pulls apart and it literally melts in your mouth. One thing I do have to note, sometimes they do go overboard with the sauce. This time it wasn't too bad. The last time I got just a regular deep dish pizza from Little Caesars, it was so much sauce in there, it was just oozing off the pizza, but they did a good job this time. They perfectly balanced the cheese, the sauce, and the crust is cooked absolutely perfectly. But before I give you my final thoughts, let's go ahead and dip into this buttery garlic sauce. Get you guys in for a close-up. That is what the sauce looks like. It's very reminiscent of the sauce that Papa John's has, and that's why I wanted to try it. I kind of figured it would be a similar sauce. It looks like they use margarine, which a lot of the places do. That's fine. When you add the garlic and all the other seasonings in there, it's really hard to tell the difference between that and real butter. And let's go in for a taste test here and see how their buttery garlic dipping sauce tastes. Ooh, get a nice coating of it there. Ooh. Wow. When they say garlic butter sauce, they're not kidding. I don't think I've ever tasted garlic that strong. Even the time that I went to one of our local Italian places and got a calzone and they dumped literally probably half a jar of garlic in there. This is even more garlicky than that. And oh, looks like I'm spilling it. It's good, don't get me wrong, but if you're doing this for a lunch and you got to go back and give a presentation or you have to go to a meeting, don't get this because your breath is going to stink. Well, my rating on this, as you guys know, I have that rating scale from 1 to 10. I am going to give this an 8. It's about the same rating I gave just the hot and ready deep dish pizza. It tastes pretty much the same. I really do enjoy the cheese and the crust, though, because, I can't reiterate this enough. I've never had mozzarella cheese that is that tender. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this food review. Please remember to like and subscribe. And as always, have a blessed day, everybody.